So, I messed up. I messed up the stream recording for most of the builds, and I feel pretty crap about it. Katasia, Killer, and Salve all made a lot of effort to help me with this, and we won't be able to watch back most of their contributions to the stream. So I managed to record the last hour, but we were running for 3.5 hours, so by that time we were pretty shattered anyway. So I have to try and do something about this, and I've decided to go back and record all the builds myself. Of course, the judges won't be able to come with me, I can't expect that of them, but I'll try my best to communicate what was said and what our reactions were. First, I was probably being the really chatty one, so it shouldn't make too much difference. I don't want to fake first reactions, but if I was shocked on the first go, I'll probably still be shocked on the second go. And then once I get to the build that I started recording in, which was well into the NA ones, I'll just switch back to the original. I'm also going to spend exactly 5 minutes again in each one, and at least this time I'll be able to take it steady and edit it a little bit more if necessary. At least I get to improve some parts. We'll take out the the silly headphone error that I had in the stream, and I will slow down the camera a lot more because of a few comments about it being too jumpy, and when I watched the stream back I did notice that, so I've definitely slowed down my DPI a lot for this one. So shall we get started? Now the first one was from Evie Betham, and we came to the conclusion in this one that we think it was unfinished, because there was so much effort on the road path that it just doesn't quite match up, that there was so much effort on the first bit and maybe lacking effort on the rest of it. So I will just show this one briefly because it was submitted, and a few of us said that we would be really kind of looking forward to where this one might end up, so hopefully the person involved will actually try and carry on with this. It'd be nice to see. We did find the cave, it's up here. It has a lot of potential, this one, it certainly does. It's well constructed at the beginning. It's really balanced on these edges here. It's just perfect height to fit through. Actually really kind of looking forward to see what happens as I go through here. And we get to this kind of middle circle, which is in its own right is kind of quite special and interesting. This would be a really nice part of a bigger build. You think, oh, what is this? But as a cave build itself, I think adding a little bit more might have been nice to see. I've just noticed, I did not notice on the first time I ran through this, all these cats. So there you go. Second time going through these, I'll certainly spot a few things I didn't spot first time round. I mean, it's a nice little cave, it certainly is. And if they meant for this to be a very simple design, fair enough, and I guess we'll apologise if we think that it was unfinished, but it's only a 490 count, and you can go a lot more with Mathosian, definitely. It's a big plot. Okay, so I'll jump to the next one now. Now we're going to go to Alejandre's. And we had lots to say about this one, certainly, so I do apologise, Alejandro, for not being able to give you all of those first reactions, because I know you missed part of the stream. I don't know if you saw your own. I think you may have, I think you were there actually, but you had to miss some of the rest, so at least you got to see your own one. So as we go into here, I remember my first reactions to this were, wow, just look how warm this build feels. I've never seen, I know this project was just sunny sky or something, but I've never seen Mathosian's Cascades just look so detailed and so warm before. Just look at the light reflecting. off those mountains. That was just a really nice touch to begin with. Some of these trees I don't even know about, so that was really nice. Right here at the beginning we see Winnie the Pooh stuck in the wall, and the morph of this is just so well done, isn't it? I mean, it's so much character just by simple cylinders going on. And we've got Rabbit's house there, and we can portal through if we like. I didn't do that first time around, I missed that, and I had a little look round first. Saw this amazing tree. I didn't even know this tree was in game, so it was a really nice choice for this. Go around, and there is good old donkey floating away. Again, another fantastic morph. I love these little details, just the font, slanting of the post. You really do feel like you're in some kind of story here. Fantastic vegetable patch. Am I right to say these are actually not carrots, these are individual pieces? Yes, I'm right. I see, I did not notice that first time round. You are so worried about trying to get through the build so quickly that you miss some simple features like that. That's amazing. Go through here. This bridge, and this is where it stops off, which it makes sense. It makes sense that this is the scene that you should stay in, and the boundary is this really nice river here. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I had 2 timers on accident. In fact, I've got a separate timer for this one, and it has not been 5 minutes, so carry on. Time to go into the house. So I expect to be under the tree here, so underground, and plenty of soil around, and you can definitely get the sense that we're in some kind of cave here under the roots of the tree, which is really nice. This room is absolutely amazing. And there he is, stuck in the wall, but instead of its head, it's its butt this time. I mean, I shouldn't have to talk too much, you can take it in for yourselves how amazing this is. That Tigger, wow. That has taken the art of cylinder offsets to a completely new level there. It's taken so much time. And then Alejandra said she only spent the last week on this because she didn't have an idea for this for several months, and then it just kind of came to her at the last minute, and then she rushed and rushed and rushed to get it finished, and I would have thought this was months and months of building, so I would have not believed her if she said it was just a week or 2. Wow. And then we head out of the build. Stop the timer just before it goes off. And there's Alejandra's. I'm just a bit intrigued about how she made this soil here actually. This is really interesting here. And she's made all this kind of embankment herself. That is really impressive actually. I had not noticed that first time around. Right, brilliant. Okay, so we're now off to Typheria. I will upvote all of these when I actually go around, tour them properly, judge them properly, and then once I'm happy that I've seen the whole dim, I will put it into my spreadsheet as I often do with all these amazing builds, and then I'll upvote it. So we go to Typheria, and we are going to go to Cadutos. I was using my main to begin with, but I get this really annoying red circle, so I'm actually probably going to change my mind and go with a different character. Maybe not that one. Let's go for this dwarf, shall we? Okay, let's get rid of all this UI. Oh god, this is a bit of a mess. Okay, well, I'm going to make it invisible anyway after. So let's go to the dimension. Caduto. Now, Caduto is well known for the incredible website that is Cadrift, and even other judges, when I mentioned this, absolutely went a bit crazy about how amazing Caduto has been to the Rift community. Cadrift website has saved me so many times when it comes to achievements and puzzles. So thank you for that, and it's great to see you actually getting involved with some dimensions here, because you haven't actually done many dimensions yourself. You've got a couple of mazes, but I think this one feels like the first real proper attempt at an atmospheric one at least. So, or at least a scene. We'll go through here. God, this dwarf actually is pretty cool. There he goes. Let's start the timer. There we go. So, goes through. Everyone had stormed on at this point and we're going, wow, 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 oh my god. And I was like, I mean, I feel alone, I feel isolated in this very dark and gloomy cave area, and everyone's going crazy. So I was like, oh, what's coming up? And I love this entrance. This is just, it just feels so kind of isolated, which caves should feel that way a lot of the time. Down again. Now we start seeing some lamps instead of natural light. Carry on down. Get to this bit. Look at that. Lots and lots and lots of bubbles. Never seen so many bubbles in one place before. Carry on down. This is kind of the first route. This build is very much showing off what you can do with the effects in the game. So you've got to have a strong computer for this one, no doubt. And look at that, we already know we're going into something quite incredible. Whoa. That was certainly my first reaction and second reaction. Just look at that. If you have any words for that, I think everyone can react in their own way. I just love how all these colours just... how he got that ambient glow, I have no idea. And actually walk over, Caduto showed me. It's like all the colours are combined to give that white glow, which you can't see from this angle. When you go like that, wow. And he just got the right angle. I think it's here, sorry, maybe sheer here, I'm not quite sure. But just got the right angle to create this glow, and I've just realised that now. Carry on throughout. I'm going through the earth at this point. Have I just gone back out the other way? I haven't done that. No, I haven't. Now we get into another area. Lots and lots of lava. still not finished yet. Carry on. Last time. Yes, this was just a kind of dead end crystal. If I mess up the route, I may add a little bit of time, as we've only got 50 seconds there. But there is, I believe, 2 more rooms, so we'll just quickly explore both of those in case I run out of time. Skip down here. Look at that. Isn't that a scene? I remember Craving going through many of these dims saying, I should be burning my feet off at this point. Which I certainly feel is the case. And this lava to water, this got me all freaked out. I felt like obsidian should be here right now. Which was a poor joke to begin with, and a poor Minecraft joke now. So I will pause that timer. And there was one little hidden room which I will show incredibly quickly. I will mount up and steam through here. And there was a tiny little hidden room here, and without being told, I do not feel like you would have found this. It's just really nice for people who explore and really make a lot of effort to see the whole place. It's nice to have put so much effort into a place that you know a lot of people might not find. That's just, I don't know, it feels like a nice feeling for that. And I shall jump down, take in the ambience of these trees. What a great build. Well done, Kaduto. I mean, he really did show off what was capable with dimension effects and how to use colours. So we shall move on, and we will go to Dark Dominion. Now, Dark Dominion has just a couple of builds, but they are absolutely fantastic. Often specialising in glass, domes, and houses. And you'll notice Dark used it again in this one. It's called How on Earth Did That Get There? Get dropped right in the middle. Perfect. And I shall crawl out. Find a way to get up. I was struggling to get up before when I dropped in last time, so I think I can get up here. Yep, there we go. And I will get an angle that I can show off this dim at. Actually, before I ended up just getting stuck at the top. He had a spawn point there, which was nice because you could see the whole area from up there, but we'll hopefully get to see the whole area here. Look at that. There's clearly some kind of mansion going on in this cave, which is probably reference to the title. This huge door, which I believe is either some kind of dam or just keeping everyone out, one or the other. Look at this bridge. I just love this bridge itself. It's so kind of modern and metal combined with the nature of this place. Oh, I hadn't noticed this bit area. So this is just the door to what looks like another area. I really like that touch. We'll go up to, don't forget to start the timer. Yes, I did. I've put probably 3 minutes now. Okay. Get to explore this build a little bit. Again, you can see the kind of glass house signature from Dark Dominion again. It's interesting. So this is being shut off. I had not noticed this before. It's been almost protected. So this is like a biome of, well, I guess these eggs, I wonder. Devious acts are going on in there. A library. Details going on in some of these pillars, just little features like these gold panels. And that, you know, I will notice a lot more of those details on the second run through. I take my time. I made a comment about that we could maybe put an invisible panel. It's up to the builder obviously, but often and Salvatrix actually mentioned how they actually did that in their own game. If there was any stairs, they'd put an invisible tile, smooth diagonal invisible tile over, so you didn't get this jolting. So it was interesting to see actually the dev themselves taking that trick on board well before we thought of it. There's the biome inside there. Oh, look at those turning doors, that's interesting. I assume that's a spiraling turning door. We've got a man-made crane here. This is not in the game, it's all just done by Dark himself. Go up here. It's actually relatively smooth, those stairs, considering it probably doesn't. I love this item game here. It's just so amazing. The effect it does. If you put it at different angles, the light will reflect in different ways. It's really cool. Okay. Well, time is about to run out there. I will pause that timer before it annoys all of our ears. There are some parts we've missed around here, including the front bit, but again, time is of the essence, so we shall move on. I mentioned about this one that I wish this was like actually existed in real life. I'd love to go to a cave like this and find a mansion like that. Just very inviting. So we will go to Loves to Build. This was a last minute entry. The player panicked a little bit because I was a bit cheeky and tried to close on the Thursday so we could start judging the existing builds, but I realised that was a little bit unfair because I did say previously any time up until Friday. So we managed to squeeze this build in and the panic had gone. And look at that. Now, this kind of gave me memories actually of, I believe Dove's previous builds used these signs. I think this is a bit of a signature move. I may be mistaken, but I think this is a bit of a signature move in their build. So I assume this is maybe when the server crashes. I think that's what the reference is. The little eyeballs on each of these, that is very nice. Flip the switch. Go. So I think I'm supposed to fix it. Maybe I'm supposed to reset the server, maybe. Flip the switch. I have not put a timer on. Again, keep doing that. I'll put 4 minutes on now. Oh no! You broke this. I did not. So, the server has been broken. And this is the result. And I had a little walk around here, thinking, okay, it's a nice little area, until I decided to look upwards. What you'll notice is a complete reflection of what is down below. This is what happens when the game crashes. You get outcomes like this. And I had not noticed this first. Catasia pointed it out and I had ignored it and listened to it properly. She said, look at this monument, it's been completely morphed. And I noticed it in a bit and I was like, oh my gosh, I did not notice that at first. And even this bit has been somewhat morphed. But it was so convincing that it almost looked like a monument in the game. Let me zoom in here. Look at that. All of those pieces have been put together to create this incredible monument. I have no idea why it says help. Guess I'll let your imaginations run wild there. Just press it. Hold on. Have one last little scoot round the edges. Killer was being a little bit naughty with his jump master, which I says was a no-go, but it's quite funny. He was jumping out through what looks like almost teeth and getting himself stuck in places he shouldn't be. See if we can find anything else in terms of morphs in our remaining time. This fountain itself has been morphed and I had not noticed that first time round. How I didn't notice this first time round. I think this time I'm a bit kind of, I can edit it if I want to, I can pause. So I'm just really taking my time with this one. I don't actually know how that fountain was created. It's at the bottom. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now that is something. Really should have taken that in first time round. And I just love how the fountain from the top bit just falls due to gravity, but this one comes back down. I think that's a really nice feature. Same with this over here. That's a really nice feature. All of these little plant pots just self-made? I think they are. That might be one item, I'm not quite sure. You see, this is why Catasia was so useful. She obviously runs the website where all the stimmers know if there's something new going on or something exists, where to get it from, and she was able to identify a lot of these items, which I really appreciate. Someone who's never built themselves a proper build. I've attempted many, but I've never finished one. I'm therefore inexperienced about all these items. Again, stop that timer. Sorry about that. Okay, on that note, let's move on. So once I get to the end of Typhia, I'll probably pause this and edit it back again so I can have a break. The beauty of not streaming. Shall go to Endovel. Tomb of Hexathor. Hoxacal? This is Hoxacal was that the boss in the game? I hadn't actually considered that as being boss in the game. So this is their home. Stick the timer on. I had noticed in this one how very dark and eerie, but at the same time, the very strong purples often blurred the edges for me, so it was quite difficult to see far front, and fair enough if that was the effect intended, but it was very difficult to see where to go sometimes. Brain melting. Do not enter. This is what this is suggesting. So they've constructed a rather large cave system here with quite a lot of different styles of rocks here actually. Like lots and lots of different stones going on here. Is this area before? No, I didn't. This was a... well, maybe I did. I definitely went this way, which is quite a climb. And then we find this little creature here. I think now that I've managed to catch a few other creatures, there seems to be almost one of each element here. We have life, we have death. Well, if you can call it an element. The plains. All around here. They certainly did do what I asked them to do, was create a cave. A very extravagant cave at that, because there are so many materials used within this cave, rather than going for simply one or two styles of rock. We go across the bridge here. This is the bit where I mentioned it's very blurry and I can't see what's in front. But then I realised this was the starting area, which is a nice little loop around, to be fair. Then we have a little scenic bit. You see him? there's the fire guy. I want to get up to this bit. It was a little bit of a tiny little restaurant there. We'll try and make our way up to there. Maybe this way. There we are. Little bar. Feels like there could be a bit more, just a bit more detail here in terms of, I don't know, like using the remaining item limit for a couple more tables, a couple more glasses on here, that would have been quite nice. I think this is their first build, which is, you know, well done. And hopefully we can keep seeing more. Balcony around here somewhere. There it is, nicely hidden away. Right, and we're now going to Lucy, and we're going to Famigada, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Ah yes, I remember, you couldn't find it, simply search Lucy. I got Killer to search what Famigadi referred to. I think it was some Roman ruins or something. In fact, I'll do a quick search myself because we were intrigued about what it actually meant. Samugadi. Yeah, a Roman city. So I wouldn't say this was a Romanesque city. Because I guess they would base it off that title. We've got some rather luscious houses and trees around here, and some Kalari ruins. This is very much a huge kind of time on there. Huge city ruin. Not city ruin, sorry, city cave. And we were trying to think of the name of when a cave opens up to a roof-like structure like that. It doesn't have to be enclosed, the cave. It's almost like a crater. But I like that little addition where we don't close it off. Let that sky come through there. But I just remember being so many different types of houses in here. Lots and lots of different types. So they haven't tried to stick with one particular theme in. They've put a lot together. Nice little church area. I hadn't noticed that before. Definitely need to mount up for this one. It is lots and lots to see. I think what they've tried to do is try and meet all the kind of features of a town. So we've got a church, we've got our graveyard, shining eyes in there. The death tree here. Hopefully it doesn't feel as jittery this time. I've really tried to slow my mouse down so I don't jitter all over the place. But apologies if it still feels a bit jittery. Look at this, look at these lights, that's really quite nice. Look at that. Okay, these little benches. So there's definitely been some temps of morphs in here. Because it's so big, you just rarely get to see some of these. Because this is definitely an explorative room, and this requires time. I hadn't even noticed this. An invisible waiter. How odd. I had really not caught this first time. I guess I was trying to explore as much as I could and trying to make sure I saw every nook and cranny, but I kind of get an idea of where to go now. So I can take my time in some of these areas. I still think I've missed some areas though, for sure. Because Killer said, have you seen this area? And I said no. I said I'll have to wait until next time. So definitely some exploring to do in here. There's another church up there. Oh yes, of course, this is what looks like the skeleton of a huge dragon that's tried to come through here. Come out of this cave in some way. No idea what's going on with this or the history of this, but pretty striking. I can catch any other missed areas. The actual colours and the lights of this was certainly mentioned by the judge himself. Had a mystical about going through some of these areas. These lamps are just really nice, aren't they? And I think they were used in other builds actually. I remember seeing a picture of an MMO of some kind a long time ago. And the whole MMO was based inside a cave with these green, luscious areas inside. I could never find what game it was. I don't think the game was ever released, but I was like, oh my god, I wish this game actually existed. An MMORPG entirely within a cave system. I mean, I'm sure there were problems with that, and that's probably why it was never released, but it's a cool concept. Oh, some veggies there. Right, let's get moved on then. This time's about to go. And we shall head to Meletta, which is Dancing Moon's alt. We saw Dancing Moon on Friday with her much older build, and that was very much an RP setting. And I thought sorry, I don't know why I'm searching Dancing Moon. Dancing Moon. I thought this again was going to be maybe another RP setting because she has some fantastic RP kind of city or landscape settings. But this one was, I guess, far from that. This was something entirely different.